about business. We're talking about lubrication.
I started off by saying like it's just I need to go into a period of I was venting, hibernate. Right? Let me tell you something. Oh, we have a culture now, right, of crybabies. People who feel like they're entitled to your time, your energy, your money, your gas, your everything. And then when you are doing stuff for your own life or trying to get it together, they act like they're offended when it's not personal against you, right? I'm first. Yeah. I don't know when you didn't get the memo. Oh shit. But like I expect if it was you and you were looking out for yourself, I would have no problem with you doing anything first for yourself. You got to put your own mask on before you go out here in China. But people got too used to me being like the Mother Teresa of the streets. Well, you allowed and yourself so the minute I wanted to do something for myself, it's like so the end of my like transition into the dimension was losing a bunch of friends that I didn't realize were only around me that whole time because they were waiting for me to do things for them. So like so yeah, that's kind of how my
fuck y'all.
How my year ended. And now I'm kind of like chilling at the crib on my dolo.
But what's
maybe
the art
somebody
like?
will come play board games with me.
What's the art like?
You don't ever call me to play board games. Like
Authentic Philosophies is all about that.
I'm getting ready to start doing once a month themed board game nights. So you come dressed as something or you whatever.
And she
so
ain't started yet. She said she's getting ready.
So next month I'm gonna start doing I'm gonna get a whole bunch of themes. It'll be more. You don't have to like necessarily spend money to participate in the theme. It might be like wear green, or it might be. So I'm gonna do different themes.
And you think this will help to connect? What would this help?
Well, I have a bunch of people on my Instagram and Facebook that are just lurking and stalking, and so I want to go through my entire Facebook and Instagram and meet the people. Like a lot of them I did meet. My Instagram is mostly everybody that I've shook hands with. That's why I only have like 1,500 followers, but I met all of those people.
Right.
Like one-on-one. I didn't have any followers 2 years ago. Those are all people that I met through Philly Got Bars and other stuff.
This is why you're here. Tell us, how do we get to growing our businesses and
just
give us some of that.
You don't want to hear what I was just saying?
I'm glad you venting. This is
that's kind of that kind of makes sense, because here's the thing: from a marketing standpoint, you can go through your Facebook and Instagram and call each and every one of those people and say, "Hey, what's going on? These are the things that I'm doing right now. Maybe we can collab." And there's so many people sitting there with talent and resources that you've had in your network this entire time, but you guys never had that conversation.
And what is that process called? What do you call that process?
I mean, it's just networking to me. But so I did have some business stuff I came prepared to talk about.
Hey, we love business stuff.
So last time I was here, I was talking to you guys about the nonprofit stuff. And I do want to let people know, I think it's you got to check maybe the flyer for me because I'm on live, but I think it's February 26th. That should be like a Tuesday night. CEO Rowe and I are doing a small business and nonprofit
4
series.
Parts.
It's going to be 4 parts. Each part's $25. I'm telling you right now, it's well worth it. I'm going to be giving the game. I'm going to be saying things that you cannot find in books.
It's February 25th.
So the 25th, 6 to 8 p.m. And I'm going to be collabing with CEO. I've been wanting to collab with CEO Rowe for the longest time. And I think that this is going to be really dope, and I'm really looking forward to it. Now, I want to tell you that the first one is going to be about how to start a nonprofit. The second one's how to start a small business. The third one's going to be the marketing. And the fourth one's going to be like legal, financial, like different considerations.
What? So you breaking it down piece by piece.
But yeah, so all right. So I want to talk today about the major mistakes people make when they're starting or running a business. Because I think that will be very helpful to folks who either already have one. See, some people think they have a business, but they really have a hustle. There's a difference between a business and a hustle.
And what is that?
A business requires so much more than a hustle. A hustle, you don't put really that much time in. You put time and effort into it, but you don't put strategy into a hustle. You just do a hustle. It's people who are like, they see something and they're like, I'm going to do that, and start putting little rhinestones on winter hats and then sell them. Like if you are going to have a brand, that's a whole thing. That's a whole well thought out.
That's a whole mindset
thing. So the number one mistake I see right out the gate is when people choose their business name. right?
Yeah, you talked about that last
because
time a little bit.
You should be choosing a business name that's more boring. That's why my company's called Mission Incorporated. You know what I mean? And not like iced out, business
Thick
plans.
holes.
Iced out business plans spelled with a Z. You know what I mean? Like that's too much, because what it does is the market is the capitalism is racist. Right? And so they use certain things to indicate whether they're going to work with you. They can tell just the same as with a job application. They can look at the name of the person on there and make a lot of assumptions about that person, right? If my business is called like Nisi and Kids, right? It's not telling me at all what the person does. You know what I mean?
So before you go too deep in that,
what about your kid?
Yeah, but before you go too deep in that, what would you say to the business owner that says that's their uniqueness? How would you kind of sway them into that?
So then you have to decide whether or not your uniqueness is more important than you making money from a larger audience.
Right.
And if your thing is I'm gonna keep it 100 and I'm gonna only sell to my community, then that's fine. But don't try to borrow $5 from me next week. You know what I mean? Like you need to be creating things that are a little bit more like bland, because you're going to have a much larger audience that's interested in that. If you do like the In Living Color sweatshirt, you have whole markets of people that are not going to buy that. Either because they're not particularly interested in lots of colors, or people like stuff they can mix and match. Right? I can't mix and match something that's crazy with everything that I wear.
Right.
So the more miles I can get out of something, the more likely I am to buy it if I'm somebody who has money. I want that thing to last me a long time. That's why people who have money, because they buy blue sweatshirts that have nothing on them really, except for the label and the tag and maybe a little tiny thing on the sleeve. It's because that's why they have money, because they're not having to keep buying, rainbow outfits every week to go out. Because
rainbow outfits is crazy.
Look, because you can't wear. If I wear
Quality.
if I wear something that has a huge dragon on it, I can only wear that one time, because then next week if I wear that, why this
dirty ass nigga got this shit on?
Yeah, so you gotta
wear every February.
Yeah, but if I wear a blue dress, I could put a pair of pearls on the top of that, and it will look like this.
So
totally
it sounds like you're saying that with business is more like, what do they want, not what I want to do.
Right, that's the number one thing. Okay, when I first got into business, right, I thought in my mind that I was going to do one thing. I said I'm going to be a fundraiser for nonprofits. That's it. Right? Then I got out here and I realized that nonprofits didn't have any of the paperwork that I needed in order for me to do the fundraising for them. So now, instead of being a fool and still trying to just do the fundraising for them, I said my product needs to be the paperwork and the fundraising. So when I decided to start doing the paperwork part of it, that's how I survived. It ended up being the thing that brought me the majority of the money that I make right now is from doing the actual paperwork. So flexibility, that was actually on my list of notes. People are not flexible. They have an idea in their mind and they stay so committed to that idea that even though it's showing them that it's not working, even though it's showing them that it's failing or whatever, they still just, 10 toes down, they just dig in and keep doing the thing that's already not working.
And how many businesses, not with, without saying names, I guess, but how many businesses do you see in that light when you first come in Mission Inc.? Like how many do you see not having all those?
Well, 90% of businesses fail in the first 3 years.
Shit.
90%. So that gives you an idea. And I'm going to tell you, when I first started, I started in 2008, and there was a bunch of bougie black women, and we were all in this group together or whatever, and everybody was wearing their little stilettos and their suits and stuff and acting like they were somebody, like their shit didn't stink and everything. And I wasn't acting like that. I was looking at them like I
found it hard to
y'all.
believe you wasn't acting.
No,
like
I really wasn't. I was never that way. I was always like the little thug of the group.
Okay,
right.
That's why
they
were
like. I believe that.
That's why the white people don't like.
But
that's why the white people don't like.
LaWanda would have her dress on, but she'd have her fitted cap on.
Yeah,
like she got a dress on with a strap under it.
I didn't belong. I didn't belong in that group. Because I wasn't willing to be fake enough to remain there, right? So I was always the one where they were like, ooh, you know what I mean? I can't believe, she's doing this or whatever. And I was like, I shouldn't be over.
Why when people get money, they do
that's
that.
How they act. So
it's that bourgeois.
But I would tell you, when I first started, there was a group of women and they just knew that they were it. And they were like, you got to join these clubs. You got to do this. You got to do that. And I was like, I'm not spending my money on that. I was like, that doesn't make any sense. I don't have any money. We're starting a business. Like I need to save my money. And they were like, okay. And they were just like looking at me like I was just this little poor, like pathetic little thing. None of them exist now. I'm 17 years old. Wow. My business is 17 years old now. None of them are around anymore because they were more interested in investing in the look than investing the time, energy, effort, intelligence, or whatever into actually running the business. And so I was like, look, I don't care if I'm on billboards or doing different commercials and looking like I am successful. I want to actually be successful. Like there's a difference. So I feel like that's one of the reasons is that people are not willing to shift gears when they see the stuff moving a different way.
And when you speak about success from a business besides just wealth and profit, what other ways can a business be successful?
I mean, there's a few things that happen in the early stages, like listening to everybody around you is going to be bad for you, especially if you're listening to people who have run zero businesses, offering all of their opinions and stuff on how you won't succeed or, just, are you sure? Those people?
Because they don't want you to suppress them, too.
And some people just, they can't get past that. When I speak to students in the schools, I tell them that the first round of people they're going to have to figure out how to move past is their family. That's the first barrier to success in life are those people in your family who are going nowhere and bring just constant drama and stuff into your life. And if you don't learn how to silence those individuals, and it's hard, it hurts. I stopped talking to my family like in 1995.
Holy shit.
So you have to do stuff like you have to make those, it hurt. I was still a young girl at that time. But I knew that by continuing to be in the middle of the shit and the crisis, I was gonna be no good to them. I would rather go away, succeed, come back, and then help, right? But if none of us get out of here, you know what I mean? Like we're all fucked, basically. So, but yeah, so that's the first barrier. The next is gonna be them friends. I feel like it's like 3 levels, right? It's like a video game. You got to pass the family level.
Oh shit!
Most people die on that level, that family level. Like they're still dealing with the family stuff right now, right?
Right.
The next level is them friends, that peer pressure and them friends and stuff. And I'm literally just leaving that level. I'm just leaving that level of where you're gonna have to get rid of people that you really just have. It's not even that you fuck with, it's that you have history with them. We stay with people because we have history, even if that history has been a history of failing together or a history of toxicity.
I was friends with someone for like damn near 17 years until I realized like you only want me to be your friend because you want to basically be the one that's above me. You don't want to see me succeed because when it's time to help me to succeed, you fall back or some shit.
So is it like a business checklist that you provide? Like how do you get this message across to people starting a business? Because this seems big. Like this seems like what
you realize. Most of this isn't about here's the paperwork.
Yeah, this is all like.
This is, you know why? Because if you're not okay, none of that's going to work out.
So the business won't even stand on shit.
This is where people skip to the part where they're selling stuff. You know what I mean? Or
that's the only thing they see.
Skip right to that part, but they're a damaged person selling.
Damaged goods.
You know what I'm saying? So it's never gonna be able to see its full, potential, because the person operating it isn't okay. So one of the first things I do when I work with clients is I start asking them stuff about their personal life. They're like, what is this, a therapy session? I'm like, I'm not wasting my time with somebody who I'm gonna see all of these red flags in them and all of this trauma and stuff in them halfway through us working on the project. I want to know what the situation is from jump, so we can clean that stuff up and get you thinking in the right way that you would need to be thinking in order to be a maximum CEO. I don't get into stuff to be bad at it. You know what I mean?
Dropping diamonds on us.
So that's that. And then I think the other thing I wanted to talk about was be ready to be poor.
Damn.
These people think about being an entrepreneur and they feel like you're going to be just Rolexes and all of that or whatever. I made no money at all the first year. The second year, I think it was $400 and something the whole year, right? And it took me to make what I made in my last job. It took me almost 10 years to make what I made in the job that I left before So if you're not...
What's that like? What was that mindset like when you realized like, all right, I did all this shit and I didn't make nothing? Like, how was your mindset, like, personally?
I wanted it. I wanted the freedom of not having to answer to people who treated me wrong and were racist. I wanted to never work for those people again, and I wanted that more than I wanted anything else in life, and still do. I will never ever return to the scene of the crime. You know what I'm saying?
So you killed that white woman, huh?
I want that so bad that I was willing to silence anybody that you could always go back and get a job. You know what I mean? Like my boyfriend at the time, his mom kept sending me job applications while I was trying to start the business or whatever, trying to just be low key a hater. You know what I mean?
Go get you a job. My son said you don't do shit all day, but sit at home on that computer.
She was like nice, nasty. So she would do things like that to make it look as if she was like really trying to support my movement. Like, I want you to succeed in life. Here's some jobs. I'm like, I have a business over here. You don't see the logo? I'm like, never mind. I know what you're on. You know what I'm saying?
Never mind.
Just don't talk to me no more.
Oh shit.
Lose my email address. I was like blocking her, like, cause she was bothering me with these jobs.
Block these bitches on Cash App.
But something like now it's like, I'm so proud of you. You know what I mean? Those same people
even believe in me.
Yeah, all those same people. I'm so proud of you.
No, you just happy I made it.
You dropping jewels today.
So I mean, you have to be, like I said, you have to be flexible. Deal with that name.
Yeah.
Make that name. You make sure your products. Make sure you got some plain ones. Make sure you got some, ones that don't have a whole bunch of stuff or whatever, so you can market to a more massive audience. Be ready to be poor for a little bit. If you really want it, you'll be willing to do it. Right. There's this saying, I'm willing to do what other people won't do, so someday I can live the way other people can't. Right?
Say that again. Say that one again.
I'm willing to do the things people won't do, so someday I can live the way people can't.
Damn.
So I have never had an answer to anybody. No matter what happens, I'm going to always be in charge of my destiny. And listen, you can't put a price on that.
And let's go. So now we know the biggest thing for you after tonight and today on the show is this next conference. Like, give us just a little bit more about how that's going to break down, because you kind of got 4 days, a little different, but you gave us 2 right here. So how do what do we expect on this 4-day excursion?
I think I'm going to go a little bit more in depth. So instead of talking about some of like the personal sort of like spiritual things that a business owner needs to do before they're even ready to become a CEO, this is going to be more about the technical aspect of it. Like, here's the paperwork that you need, here's how I recommend you sell your product in order for you to make money off of it, here's a book of resources of people that you should call, that you should speak to about moving in different directions with your business. Consider collaborations, all this kind of stuff. I even contemplated bringing other people that I know with me who are in positions of power.
And who do you think this is really good for? Is it business owners or people wanting to start? Who should be coming out to this?
I think it's good for both. I think it's good for people who want to start, but it's also good for people who have been operating but just can't get out of this like rut that they're in. So they're like somewhere they're stuck and they need to figure out how to get unstuck. This is gonna help them get unstuck because it's just gonna be little things that maybe you weren't thinking about that might get kind of like mentioned during.
And come get unstuck. What's the date? February
25th, 6 to 8 p.m.
6 to 8 p.m.
Hit my page or CEO.
It's just for children too.
Is it for children too?
Yeah.
Our young kids.
I mean, I think children can come. I think the material might be too advanced for them unless they have a parent with them who's helping them understand the stuff while they're there. I would recommend that. But.
And what's the location of this place?
It's like North American.
Oh, this is CEO Rose spot. Yeah, I know exactly where it is.
It is at
the flyer
4326 North American Street, Building A.
So make sure y'all tap in, man. This shit is $100 worth of game.
Yeah. So couple other things I want to say before I go that I think are important. You know, a lot of people expect to just be getting like handouts, like grant money and all this other stuff to run their business, right? In the grant world, there's a lot of scammers and schemers online. So watch out for all of those online posts that say get a grant for your business or whatever. A lot of those are actually just collecting your data. They aren't actual real.
Wow.
You need to talk to somebody who owns a program where they can run grant opportunities. Like I have a program I can put in what type of thing.
Just stop fucking around and come talk to LaWanda.
Otherwise, you're just going to waste your time. Like you're going to fill out this application. You're never going to hear anything from them at all. If you don't get a rejection letter, then that wasn't a legit grant.
Look at this.
So like, if you should usually get a letter in the mail saying there were many qualified applicants.
But you did not stick out, blah, blah, blah. Son of a bitch.
If you don't get that, 9 times out of 10 they weren't real. Oh, not 9 times. 10 times out of 10.
10 times
real
out of
if you don't get one of
10.
those. And then the other letter you would get is that you got it. So those are the only 2 letters, but you should get some type of letter after you give all of your information to someone and tell your idea. Also be on the lookout because other countries create those forms and stuff just to steal your idea.
Oh shit.
So there was a client of mine who actually had an entire website made, had a program or whatever, and somebody in the UK was like, this looks great, I'll just steal the whole thing. Stole her logo, her programs, everything, and then just did it and got a trademark under that name. So now the person who originally created it could no longer use her own idea, any of her images, none of her programs.
The devil is busy, yo.
And had to pay the lady for using her own thing.
Her own shit.
So
and that's when you got to start blowing shit up.
And you help with all that.
The trademarks, all that. So you gotta like stop putting your stuff just out, your ideas and stuff just out there, unless you're working with somebody that's a trusted professional. I'm not stealing anyone's ideas. I'm running my own
LaWanda,
business.
y'all.
I'm running my own business here. I cannot run 350 other businesses, nor do I care. You know what I mean? I'm not into doing hair. Like I don't want to do none of that stuff.
LaWanda, now you always talk about getting in contact. Which is the best way to contact you to talk more about this at a more personal level? How do people go about that? Is that booking service, and consultation fee?
Plug your other stuff too,
yeah, plug everything. We want you to plug all of it.
So I'm old school. So I have a business phone number 267-331-5971.
Say that one more time for the niggas who can't hear.
267-331-5971. You could call that number to make an appointment. That's for sure. And then 2, you can just DM me at Real Mission Inc. I answer all of my own DMs because I'm not a celebrity yet. So I say yet. So you can just DM me at Real Mission Inc. on Instagram. I will respond to it. I will get to it at some point.
And what you got going on? Tell us what you got going on.
Well, tonight I'm performing at the
shit. Oh shit.
But something else I haven't actually talked about is I'm working on I got funded for another project. So not Philly Got Bars.
Yeah.
Got funded for another project. I'm kind of trying to show people that I'm not a one-trick pony. You know what I mean? I can dip my hand and my feet into other areas.
Okay.
So this year I'm doing an art show that has a very interesting.
Lucci love art.
Yes,
she's a great.
I'm
painter.
doing an art show that has a very interesting theme.
Oh shit.
It's called the Sneaker John.
Oh, all right. They would say some wild shit like titties and assholes.
So it's called the Sneaker John. This is really my first time even saying anything about
I heard about this though. I heard about this.
I'm gonna come out, and
You'll
say
come
more
out the
about
closet
it later. But the Sneaker John is an art show and it's all sneakers. So I'm looking to get, I'm going to SneakerCon this week to talk to some folks. I'm looking to get classic shoes, celebrity shoes. I have a,
you want dirty shoes?
No dirty shoes. I have a custom sneaker designer who's going to be putting his shoes in the show and painting a pair live at the event. So there's a bunch of stuff that I'm working on right now around that. Some rappers will be there. We gotta have certain individuals.
Some drugs.
We gotta represent the gang. So we're gonna have the gang there rapping at it. And so I'm doing that. Trying to apply for grants all winter for other things that I would like to do. I got crazy ideas up here that.
What about a camping trip? Is that somewhere in the agenda for the black folks?
I would love to do a camping trip.
Because me and Lucci.
But if we go camping, I gotta
talk about real camping. Like I just told you, I was watching stuff with.
She want to go camping, but
I'm not going.
I want to go camping.
I gotta do real camping.
Yeah, I want to go camping.
With
Real Mission Inc.
Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff that I've been thinking about, like getting back into the music and stuff. So going into the studio this this
are
winter.
We getting another play soon?
I missed the reindeer.
Yeah. CEO Ro actually was talking to me about doing a play in his space.
Yeah, that's a nice space.
And he got a green stage,
and that would be like a real show. Yeah. So gotta think about that. We need some money for this stuff.
Grant writers, y'all know what to do. Send the checks to Lawanda.
But yeah, and before I leave the show, I want to talk about what's going on with Target and all of these businesses.
You got some racist shit going on.
Their DEI programs and stuff. And I want to talk about that because it's important when we're talking about business.
Yeah.
And the way Black people spend their money. We are what moves the economy collectively as a people. We have so much buying power. Because even when everyone else is saving, we're still spending. There's been points in history where we literally got America through because we were still buying stuff. So, there's people going online right now talking about if you stop shopping at Target, you're going to hurt the Black brands or whatever that are there. One, they should pull out of Target if they're Black brands. That's one. We can buy it from your website directly.
Facts.
Secondly, you have to back in Dr. King's day, we did things for the greater good. You don't think the bus boycott hurt some people who had to get to work and end up having to walk? We inconvenience ourselves for the things that matter. Amazon is another problem. So my suggestion, because that one hurts a little bit, right? Because it's easy to get the stuff sent to your house. So here's what I would do. Amazon is usually selling the products of other people. So go again to those direct people's site and the money will go directly to them instead of Amazon getting its cut. The one that's going to really hurt us is Facebook and Instagram also are pulling out of their DEI programs. And I know that a lot of us are not going to stop using social media. I don't expect us to go that far. But if we are still going to be on social media, start using this as a tool for the resistance. Start using it as a tool for promoting Black businesses, building community. Stop with all of the nonsense. Like, now is not the time to play around anymore. All the stuff we've been distracted by and all of the separation and division within the Black community, that has to come to an end. We have to make that come to an end because we have something coming against us that is bigger than we've ever imagined before. And I'm not saying that to be shock and awe, but we gotta get it together. This is not a drill. because we weren't paying attention before, some things are going on now that we need to be in concerned about.
And we thank you for coming by and sharing that.
Yeah.
And we love you, and you smell good sometime. We'll see you tonight.
My nerves. Yeah. Tell them where they can find you at one more time, Lawanda.
I'm on Instagram at Real Mission Inc.
Yes, Real Mission Inc. Y'all in the fucking building on a Monday. LouchieTotes, Noir. What else we got?
February 22nd, because I forgot to say it. February 22nd, Blackbird Radio Network and Brunch at TGI Fridays. It's on the one on City Line Avenue.
Y'all know where the fuck is at. Y'all niggas just tear that shit up.
From 1 to 3, come get an interview, come promote your movement.
Shake your ass.
Come meet Glockenberg.
Come meet us.
Don't
beat us. What you got, the 3 Ps? 5 Ps? What is it? 6?
Make sure y'all come out tonight.
Mm-hmm.
2832. Was that right? Yeah,
28th and Gerard.
Gerard Avenue.
Yeah.
$20 at the door, $20 on Eventbrite. Come paint, come vibe.
Come eat poetry.
All right. Stay on your 5 Ps. Proper preparation.
I sound like the mayor. Can't spell Eagles.
Preparation prevents poor performance.
Yeah. Poor performance.
Fucked it up, nigga.
I try to get it right.
We gonna get it.
5 Ps. Master P.
And stay cool, calm, and collective.
Yeah.
Don't be all ratchet and shit outside.
And shout out to OBH Flock. He did his little single party for Chain Heavy. That was lit. Shout out to OBH, all the family, free the men.
Shout out to OBH.
Yeah. What else we got?
DJ Wax Spinner up.
Yeah, on Monday. Make sure you tune in next Monday.
Monday show.
Murder Season Monday.